Hello everyone, what is up? Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. Today we're going to talk about what's happening with XRP and the XRP community. But I just want to state that I'm obviously not a financial advisor, nor this is financial advice, but this is for entertainment value only. Now we could see from here, from Korea, like XRP USD, again, we should see the price go down and then bounce back up and then one more time, and then we leave this channel right here or pattern to the upside, hopefully, if this were to work out the way it is. So February about 10th. Now guys, let's jump right into news. We can see here from CZ Binance, while some are still trying to figure it out, the countries who did are moving forward. Dubai set to launch its own tax-free crypto valley, Decrypt. So we can see here, backed by the government of Dubai, has announced plans to replicate Switzerland Crypto Valley in a tax-free zone in the UAE. We're moving forward as a whole community, the crypto space. Countries are coming in. Dubai to own tax-free crypto valley. Pretty cool. From the Bearable Bull, Forbes is starting the XRP rollout. We can see here from Ant1, the invisible global currency that's 24 times bigger than Bitcoin via Forbes. Look at that. These two stocks created a global currency. 13 trillion flowed through their network last year. That's 24 times more than Bitcoin's processed in 2019. Pretty interesting way to state that. Global currency. Next tweet once again is from Bearable Bull. We can see here, coronavirus will affect the financial system. Supply chains halt, China's market stifled, trade hindered, potential quarantines. Excellent excuse for the financial collapse. Just saying. Here from Ron Wells, may affect the financial system. Let's watch this video.
Things have changed quite a bit over the past week and a half with the spread of the coronavirus. Last week, we saw the futures market price in one rate cut by the year end. Now it's fully priced for that to happen by October. Do you think this is all justified given what we do know about the coronavirus?
Well, yes, I think it is. It's a surprise, obviously. Without the virus, I wouldn't expect this. The Fed is very, very focused on the stability of the system. And the system is worldwide. It's not just the U.S., even though our mandate is. So when the Fed's looking at this and the other central banks, they're saying, okay, we want to keep the system stable. We don't want upset anywhere if we can avoid it. And we'll, in effect, do what it takes. So I'm not surprised. I will be surprised if the economic hit is not much and this sort of passes, then I wouldn't expect that they'll do it. But on the assumption that this goes on and expands, then I think one of the avenues of support is to have the monetary system be as supportive, as liquid as possible, so the Fed would cut.
Okay, so Dan, I mean, if the Fed would cut, we've also heard from China, they've said that they're ready to provide liquidity should the markets need it. I mean, the issue that so many people bring up with this coronavirus isn't so much the death toll, but it's the measures that China and other nations must take to control it, and those measures having an impact on economic activity. Given how long it takes to deal with these viruses, could we see a lifting of those measures anytime soon?
Well, again, you're in a situation where you've got to, we have this coronavirus or anything like it becomes, in today's day and age, becomes an international incident. It becomes a drag on things, an economic drag, and of course a morale drag for people. So whatever it takes to support, I think will be done.
Okay.
These are responsible people.
I hear what you're saying, Dan. If they do cut, if the Fed ends up having to cut to support the system, to stabilize the system, does that start a series of further cuts?
Oh boy, that's the $64 question. And I do not know the answer. I've been asked, and I would be very surprised if we get caught in the box that the European Central Bank is in, for example. But you never know. My hope is that the recovery, the economic recovery and the physical recovery is quick. We learn to deal with it. and we go on. And I further hope that this is a good signal to the governments involved, China and the U.S., that, okay, we're better off cooperating than we are arguing. But that's a hope. That's not a...
It does feel like, financial collapse. The excuse for the financial collapse. Who knows? Squawk Street tweeted out, stocks are selling off amid growing corona fears. We can see here.
As the outbreak, and this is despite the lockdown. Likely because there has been quite a bit of criticism of the response of the authorities. In fact, the Wuhan mayor offered to resign today after he had said over the weekend that 5 million people were able to leave Wuhan because of the Lunar New Year as well as the outbreak, and this is despite the lockdown. So there's been plenty of concern about what this actually means, and for the authorities, they've taken other measures. They've extended the Lunar New Year holiday now to February 2nd, and there are a lot of questions now as to how long companies are going to stay closed. The city of Shanghai, as well as Suzhou, both very economically relevant cities here in China to the international community, have both extended their holidays as well past that to February 9th and February 8th. And a lot of companies that I'm talking to here have said that they're not sure if they're going to continue to stay closed or what they should do, and they're all making that decision as well. The Shanghai Stock Exchange also just in the past couple of minutes had made an announcement saying that it's going to stay closed until February 2nd, reopening on February 3rd. Guys?
Eunice, one of the sort of scarier elements here for investors and for people.
Lots of stuff is happening. Feels like all of this is connected. Bloomberg tweeted out, gold jumps as investors seek a haven amid growing virus fears. Again, guys, the virus fear. So as you can see, gold extends surge as virus spreads spurs rush to haven assets. Once again, guys, next news from Boy XRP, throwback from January 14, 2020. Does the same apply to crypto?
Howard, you say in this memo, which I encourage people to read, as always, you can find it on the Oaktree Capital website, that investors often make the mistake of overlooking what you call the proposition.
Right.
Which in gambling is effectively overlooking the odds. Yes. Now, we know how catastrophic it is to overlook the odds.
Right.
In gambling, just talk to somebody who bet on a football game and didn't look at the line going in.
Right.
Can I translate that as buying regardless of price as a recipe for disaster?
Absolutely. You know, my book, Mastering the Market Cycle, which came out a year and a quarter ago, we talked about it. If you go in the index, you can look up no price too high. And there's a lot on that subject. And I think that no price too high is the ultimate sign of a bubble, of a widespread error. And it's, as I say in this memo, it's not what you buy, it's what you pay for it. And any given stock or other investment can be good or bad. Bad if it's expensive, good if it's cheap.
I'm going to ask you a this time is different question.
Bitcoin and XRP in particular come to mind. Peter Vass, look at that. More than 141 million US taxpayers can now receive their tax refunds in XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash. Damn, that's huge news right there. We're actually, progressing more and more. Well, guys, we're into the fun part of XRP and the XRP community. Reborn tweeted out 10 will be at time. At the 10, 61 remains only when 31. 10 p.m. 31st, 61 minutes remain. TikTok 11:01 p.m. Brexit 11 p.m. 31st. 61 is not hours or minutes, it's seconds. 61 follows 11. Can you see? Makes sense to me. Look at this. 10 will be at time, and then look at that. So at the 10th, 61 remains only when 31st. Look at that. What happens after the UK leaves the EU? At 11 p.m. on 31st January 2020. Isn't that quite interesting, guys? Everything's obviously connecting. And Reborn tweeted out, a giant leap, sudden change. RUS, UK. Russia, Instinct. UK, BOE. Oil, down. Renewable energy, power shift, climate agenda. Nothing has changed. January 20 was always the month. All was planned, all was foretold. Home straight. 131st. They are ready. R3, are you? Now, Ross Vandermeer posted this. As of all of us knew already, banks will adopt their favorite digital asset, XRP, this year. Not 2021, not 2022, not 2023, but 2020. XRP will soar high on wings like eagles. A giant leap, sudden change. They are ready. Look at that. And then flip of a switch. Quite interesting what he said right there. Fire explosions tweeted out, Mr. Poole, silence, 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 and then pss, boom, we could see here. China frantically shuts down stock market to prevent coronavirus sell-off. Look at that. Stock market shut down. There we go, guys. It's all connecting. Once I said again, there's a reason why this virus is spreading, and it happened. You know, comes back with a lot of tweets. We could see here, behind closed doors at London R3, a new world awaits for XRP. 442 equal 22, 22, 22, 2. XRP via R3 21.2, BG123. London is ready. Are you? Now connect the dot. We could see right there. The last tweet for today's video, and Marvin, I trust, we could see all of that. All these events are meant to cover what is going on. They are just distractions. World economy right now is on the edge. There you go, guys. Once again, distractions. Everything's distractions, guys. What's happening in the back scenes and in the background. But hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you guys did, please leave a like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. I'll see you guys in my next video. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. And yeah, guys, see ya.